soon as we're up. There we go. We are live. Desmond Jordan, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. Thanks for making the time, and it's great to see you.
It's great to see you. It's great to be here.
So we met in Cape Town. I had the honor and the opportunity to announce at the event. It was great to announce for you. And what's really special about announcing, we get some of the best seats in the house. We're right there all the time. So we get to see all of the action happening in front of us. Tell us a little bit about the competition. What was that like for you? Did you get what you came for? I mean, there was some phenomenal lifting. Let's chat about that, and then we'll talk about how you got into powerlifting. Did you get all of that, Jordan? Desmond?
Yes, sir. So,
Okay.
uh, when it came to the competition, of course, here in America, I had to win nationals to come over there. So, it was an honor to be able to represent Team USA, but not only that, to be able to represent my community, which is,
Yeah.
I'm from Rocky Point, North Carolina. We're in a big county, which is Pender County. So to represent them was amazing. It is always great when you take a big trip like that to win. So to walk away a winner was everything for me. To stand on top of that podium and hear the national anthem played was everything for me. So I got everything I came for coming to South Africa.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. And for I don't know if the athletes realize how stressful it is for us running the anthems because you don't want to be playing the wrong anthem at the wrong time. But what was that like for you standing on the podium, hearing your national anthem with a gold medal around your neck?
Yeah, well, uh, traveling overseas to compete is definitely a different beast in itself. With the time change, uh, with the, for me, with the food change, because I'm
Hmm.
I'm kind of a picky eater. So a lot of different factors play into when you travel overseas. So it was a unique experience, and it's definitely one I'm looking forward to having again.
Oh, fantastic. What did you think of the food in Cape Town? What was that like?
Actually, so I played. A lot of people don't know this. I played football, American football overseas in Poland.
Okay.
Um, I competed in when I was in the USPA Federation in Australia and in England. So I've got to taste a different variety of foods, and I can honestly say, um, Australia food was great, but South Africa is probably the best experience I've had when it comes to food and finding things that I personally like to eat.
Right. What do you that's so great to hear. What do you enjoy eating? What are some of your favorites?
So I am a big seafood lover. So
Right.
um, we went to a seafood restaurant. Um, Dang, I'm going to forget the name of it. It was Cobb something,
Right. Okay.
but I
Codfather.
had
Yep.
40, yes, and we went there twice, and I had 40 king prongs the last time I went there.
All right. Did they meet the standard? Were you happy with the quality?
Yes, I was.
Okay,
Yes, I was.
that makes me very happy to hear. So you touched on the fact that you played football. How did you get into powerlifting? What was the start of the journey for you?
So not to make a long story longer than it needs to be, but I went through a bad accident with an 18 wheeler where my arm was pinned between the truck and the highway until it stopped sliding, and I had very bad nerve damage, and overall my right arm was just not the same at all.
Mm-hmm.
When the doctor released me from medical care, at that point in time, my arm was still bad. It was still bad, but he told me, I asked him a question. I asked him, would I ever get back to the strength I was? 'Cause like I said, I played sports overseas and stuff, so I was just used to a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of laughed, he chuckled, looked at me and said, I need to get used to my new norm.
Right.
And from that day, which was fall of 2020, I started powerlifting. I started training to powerlift to prove them wrong.
100%. What's that been like, being told that by a doctor? Because I think also, to cut doctors a little bit of slack sometimes, they don't understand always the mindset of a true athlete and that determination and that grit.
Right.
What was that like for you, winning gold?
Well, so in the beginning, when he first said it to me, to be honest with you, everybody would like to say, "Nah, I took it on the chin," and
Mm,
it was very demoralizing.
yeah,
It was very, um, like, so I kind of went into a little like depression spurt. But since then, winning gold is just a testament of, doctors are very knowledgeable and they know a lot. But like you said, they don't understand the human mind sometimes and people mindset. And then, the other thing is once I came out of that depression, I just left it in God's hands. And then God has carried me every step of the way from there. So winning gold was a testament that with my faith, yeah, and
100%.
just to keep believing we can get there.
Absolutely love that. You shared a clip on social media where you got some news coverage coming home. I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. What's it been like for your community, coming back with that medal?
Well, I think it's been huge. My community is is a unique community in itself. Where it's a lot of love, it's a lot of support. Everybody's excited for the next step, and it's just a testament of our grit and how we do things, and it shows kid, the next
Hmm.
person up, that regardless of whether it's powerlifting or whatever, if I choose to do it, I can.
Sure, I love that. What is that? Have you had a chance to sort of go around with a medal and share some of the stories of your experience? Because I think that's some of the things that are so valuable about getting to compete internationally, bringing back the stories, firing up the spark in the eyes of those that you're talking to, and letting them think maybe this is something that I want to do.
Well, uh, of course, I shared that experience when I got home. We had the parade and the escort coming in, and I've gotten to talk to some young men in a group, and I've talked to some other kids, and I've been able to share a little bit. But the other thing is, um, one of my things is the medal is hanging up on the wall in my gym now, and
Right.
now we're moving on to the next step.
Right, absolutely. What is the next step for you? Can you share some of that with us? I don't want to get into trouble with anyone's
Well,
plans.
no, I'm not gonna get into trouble. A lot of people would like to like for me to keep things hush hush,
Mm,
but that's never been my style. So the next step is I'm going to take on a different kind of beast coming moving forward, and I'm actually going to attempt to do equipped open.
okay,
I've never
sure.
been in equipped, but I'm
Right,
going to attempt to do equipped open and see if I can capture a world championship in equipped open.
phenomenal. Is that now looking at 2026?
That's the plan. The
Okay,
plan is to do equipped open nationals, and then I'm still going to do masters nationals so I can still make the masters team for world. And I'm going to do equipped open nationals. I'm
sure.
going to do my best to win that so I can be the representative for Team USA in equipped open world.
So equipped open and classic masters as well. You're not messing around, Desmond.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
No, sir. I will actually be 40 years old
Yeah.
December 4th. I got a short time to be able to accomplish a lot of things. So I don't got time to waste.
So we're looking forward to that, and we hope that you'll come on and chat to us as you go and start winning and dominating as you move forward in your career. I have no doubt, watching you compete in Cape Town, I've got no doubt that whatever you set your mind to, you are going to achieve. What I wanted to chat to you about as well is, what was your first powerlifting competition like? What
Well,
took?
I appreciate that vote of confidence.
No, absolutely. Anyone who doesn't believe me just has to go back and watch the live stream. There was focus, determination, and absolute grit. It was wonderful to see. What was your?
Well, so my first powerlifting meet,
Yeah, go,
my first powerlifting meet was March 2021. And it was right here in North Carolina, in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And actually, I took third in open, and I took second in my age group, which was submaster. USPA does submaster 35 to 39,
right.
and I took second. I didn't know anything about powerlifting. I struggled with my squat that day, missed my opener twice, and finally got it on my third try.
Sure.
I didn't even know that if I didn't get a good squat, that I was going to be eliminated from the competition. Like I had no clue about anything. But at the end of that meet, two things happened that really, I guess, kind of propelled me onto this path to stay on it. A guy that I lost to, William Rynex, came to me and was talking to me and was telling me like, "Hey, it's gonna take a little more work, but if you keep working, you'll see yourself at the top." And then the meet director, George, who's been since the day I met him, he's been a friend to me. He's walked with me every step of the way to this point, and he was one that told me that if I was serious about powerlifting, that he got. So that just kind of gave me the confidence booster to take off with it.
Absolutely phenomenal. We lost you a little bit there just before you mentioned if you had the confidence within powerlifting. Would you be able to repeat that story just from George, the event organizer? It also looks like, Desmond, we may have lost you on the connection. The picture is frozen. All right.
If I stay with powerlifting.
Yes. Okay. You're back. Sorry, we lost you for a few moments there.
I'm gonna let me step outside.
Okay, thank you.
Here we go.
Okay, as long as it's not too cold.
Outside.
All right, fantastic.
See if this works.
Much better. There we go. Fantastic.
No, awesome. It's fine.
So, will you tell us the story about the first?
But what I was saying was, so the first comp, I took third in open, second in my age group, and two things happened. A guy named William Rynex, who I actually lost to, came up to me and told me, he could see me having a future in powerlifting. And then the meet director, George, came up to me and he was like, if you're serious about this, if you're serious about powerlifting, then he could see me at the top.
Right.
He just could see something in me and he felt like I could get to the top. And that with those words, I just kind of took it to heart and ran with it.
Well, you see, I told you because I saw the same thing there in Cape Town as well. So it's not only me. What do you?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and I appreciate that.
No, 100%, man. What do you think it is about the sport that makes it so special? That makes people who start their training and then into their first competition and realize that this is something that they want to do?
Well, I would say this for me. I've always felt like I've had great talent in any sport I've ever played, but I'm going to say it's the people.
Mm-hmm.
The people I've met along the way have been amazing. The people I meet when I go to competitions, just the way I'm embraced, just the way is unique, and it's something that I really gravitated towards too because it's important to me. Meeting new people, getting to hear their stories. But in powerlifting, I think that's what makes powerlifting more unique than most sports is others' journeys and meeting the new people.
It's what's so special in the sport that we can meet, chat briefly at Worlds, and get you onto the show. But also, what I love is your story of missing your first two squats in your first competition. This is something that every single powerlifter can relate to, and you can share as a story.
Oh yeah, and actually, my cousin was there with me competing that day too, and I had told him, I said, "Man, I ain't never squatting again. I'm just gonna do push pull, be a bench deadlift guy, forget squats." And now here we are.
And now here we are, absolutely. Going back to the competition in Cape Town, what did you think sort of the venue, the vibe, the atmosphere? One of the things that I loved about it compared to, we did previous Worlds Masters at Sun City, which is an incredible venue. The venue itself is massive. It's 50 meters by 100 meters, just a great location, but it's far from the hotels. It's a little bit of a drive or a walk. Having the lounge right there, having the restaurant right there, close to the venue, an area to sit before and after weigh-ins. What was the hotel like for you? Did you enjoy the atmosphere?
Uh, I thought the venue was great. Like you said, uh, having the lounge right there. A lot of times when I go to competitions, I love staying at the venue. So just
Mm.
the ability to be able to stay at the venue, that comfort of coming down, not having to drive a long way to get
Hmm.
there, I thought was amazing. I thought that the staff was amazing. I thought that the setup was very well thought out and well done, and I just had a great experience overall.
Absolutely. That's so cool. I also loved that hotel. You mentioned you're a fussy eater. What did you think of the breakfasts and the food at the hotel?
For me, the breakfast was great. I pretty much eat. I once I find something that is edible to me, in
Yep.
my words, edible to me, I just stay with that the entire time.
Oh, phenomenal. That's, I think you and I are quite similar. You find something that you like, you stick with it. And I think it's also great advice when you travel. You don't want to experiment too much with the food until you've
Right,
finished lifting. You don't want to take that risk.
right.
And I think sort of, when you announce an event or you're working at the event throughout, you've got to be really cautious. You don't want to be upsetting your stomach and having to potentially run back and forth to the bathroom. So the did you try?
Correct.
Yep. Did you try after you competed any of the cookies? They had the two cookie jars at reception, and I don't think they realized what would
No,
happen.
I actually did not try any of the cookies
Okay.
because I'm not really a big sweet eater anyway.
Okay, no, fair enough. Well, I tried quite a few, and they were fantastic, so I can say that. And the staff
I
was,
take your
yeah,
word for that.
yeah, 100%. Cape Town as a location for a competition. What did you think of the city and as a host city?
All right, so and this is just me, being transparent from my other experience.
Mm,
So everywhere I've ever been overseas, when I encounter um, other ethnicities, a lot of times they like to tell me about how me calling myself an African American is not. I should just call myself an American, not an African American.
okay,
South Africa was the first time anybody has ever told me like, "Hey, welcome home," like embracing. Like it was a great experience. The South African people were amazing,
sure. It makes me
and
very
how they
happy to
treated
hear that.
us and how they treated my cousin Claudia, they were just amazing.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That makes me very, very happy to hear that. And it's something very special about South Africans. And we're very welcoming. We're at a recent another competition for another federation, WPC, down in Durban, and some of the other lifters from around the world. I think these are the Great Britain guys. They came up to it. South Africans are so friendly, and I think that's something that
Right.
we love to do. So very, very happy to hear that. I've got a couple of fun questions I'd just like to run through with you. You don't have to answer them too seriously, but just a couple of fun ones. Firstly, what do you love about powerlifting?
Uh, the family atmosphere about powerlifting. I love that you can go to a competition and not know anybody, and there will be at least two or three people in the back willing to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know why I think? Because we've all bombed on our openers for a competition when we start
Right.
out. So we know. And I think it's such a great point that you make, Desmond, because I think experienced powerlifters look for the new guys to help because we want to make it as
Yeah.
stress free as for them as possible. I love that. For you, another fun one as well. What drives you mad about powerlifting?
Well, the thing that drives me mad about powerlifting is the powerlifters that I see that say, I'm just in the sport to have fun. And then they show up at meet day and they miss their list or they don't win. And instantly you can look at their face and tell they're not having fun.
Yeah. That's it. You know, it's an interesting thing that you say on that, and it's such a valid point because I think even if you're not, you know, you've got to go and have fun. And when you look at the really, really experienced lifters, they can bomb, they can have a bad event, a bad session. You know, they can miss in one of their lifts, but they almost view it as their next training session. They, you know, if
Right.
you have a bad squat, you put your head straight into bench. You have a bad bench, your head goes straight into the deadlift, and you don't beat yourself up. And I think that's something that I see as a big difference between experienced and inexperienced lifters. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I agree 100%. A powerlifting competition, a full power competition like we do, is based off the highest total. The only way you can salvage your day and compete and make a high total is it's got to be next lift up.
Yep.
Like there's no going back if you did bad on squat. Now give it y'all on bench and deadlift and see if you can make something of it. Make a podium.
Make a podium. That's it. Absolutely. And with that, how important is it, do you think, for a lifter to have a great coach that can work the numbers? I think, particularly thinking coming down to the deadlifts. How valuable is that?
So I've done it a couple of ways. I've been at meets where I've absolutely coached myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been at meets where I've had a handler and a coach. And I will tell any lift, if the opportunity is there for you to have a handler and a coach on that day, you take it
100%.
because it takes 100% of the pressure off of you. And you could just focus on your job, which is to move the weight
Move the weight.
and lift the weight.
Yeah. Absolutely, spot on. And I think it's something that guys need to also look at investing as well for their own sake, their own well-being at comp, where the only thing you got to think about is moving the weight and let the coach work the numbers and do what coaches do. Absolutely. The next question, also a little bit of fun, or you could be serious with it as well. What would you love to see happening within powerlifting in the future over the next few years?
Oh, well, it's just one thing I got my heart set on, and I hope it happens at some point. And I would like to see the powerlifting in the Olympics.
Absolutely, for sure. Why do you think we need the Olympics? Is that for the athletes to have the opportunity for Olympic gold? Is it about also, you know, the recognition of the sport where it would help with sponsorship and grow the sport?
Well, I think it's all of them. I think that uh if everybody is honest with themselves, the biggest dream is to compete on the highest stage there is.
Yeah.
And I believe there's no higher stage than the Olympics. To stand on the Olympic podium with gold, silver, bronze, to say I was an Olympian,
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't think there's a bigger achievement than that.
Yep.
Um and then as far as the growth of the sport, I think by being in the Olympics, for example, I played rugby for a while,
Okay.
and I actually played on a rugby team with a man from South Africa here in North Carolina, and he went to UNCW, but we played rugby. At that time, when I started playing rugby, rugby was not in the Olympics because rugby
Mm-hmm.
was out of the Olympics for a while.
Yeah.
As soon as it was mentioned that rugby was going to be in the Olympics, so much, so many resources got poured into rugby at that time, and now is in America, especially, it's a college sport
Mm-hmm.
now. Now it's a big deal to be on Team USA to represent Team USA for like. So I do think that it would put powerlifting on a much bigger stage, and I think it should be because I love Olympic weightlifting, but I think powerlifting is equal to it.
Yep, absolutely. And there's three disciplines as opposed to two, right? It's 9 lifts over
Yep.
6. So and I think with that, you made such a great point about getting a total where, you know, where you've got 3 lifts or 3 different events, you've got 9 lifts. It's a much bigger chance to come back and to make a total if you bomb
Yes.
on one or two of them. I absolutely love that. For you, if you were to speak to the youth, and I think I know, well, let's break it into two parts: young people, older people. But with the young people, what is the value of them starting the sport of powerlifting?
So as an athlete, one of the main things you have to do to be, whether you play football, basketball, baseball, you run track, you play volleyball, whatever you play, the undertone of all those sports is bigger, faster, stronger, being explosive. You can't have enough strength on any surface. Powerlifting will help you meet all those criteria. So you'll be bigger, you'll be faster, you'll be stronger. You will still be a mobile athlete. So for me, um, powerlifting it would be a great outlet for young kids to get involved in because it also keep you excited about lifting weight.
Hmm. Because it's
And a
progressive,
large
right?
part of yes, and a large part of fitness is people get bored.
Yeah, that's it.
So it'll help manage some of that too.
And I think what's also great, particularly I think with young guys, that competition about what do you bench, what do you squat, what do you deadlift, and when they're not, your friends' numbers are going up, it's going to keep you in the gym and committed now because you don't want to be in the group with the lowest numbers.
Right, correct,
For sure.
correct.
For older people, what's the value of the sport?
All right, so for older people, it's simple. I train a lot of older people, and I tell them all the time. Um, you got to understand what's the function of muscles and what's the function of your ligaments. Is all to help stabilize your joints. You can never have enough strength to make sure things stay stable.
Yeah.
And sometimes powerlifting is not all about, well, let me go out here and see if I can PR, but functional movement, keeping everything strong, being able to show up as an older person. Like we have on the hall squad, we have Mr. Ernie. Mr. Ernie is 70 years old.
Wow.
So as an older gentleman, being able to show up, see other people his age doing the things and staying moving, to me, I think it helps with just living a little longer.
Yep, absolutely. And for your older clients that you've worked with, how's the community been within powerlifting? What has that meant to them becoming part of this community?
It's been everything. Mr. Ernie talks about it all the time about how initially when he came into the gym, he was afraid to even touch the bench because he didn't want to look like a wuss or he didn't
Hmm.
want to look weak. And then he just started doing the bar one day, kind of built up to about 95 to 135, and then he just came over and was like, "Hey, can I bench with y'all?" And so for him being able to train with us and us to be able to train with him, for me, when I see an older person working out or an older person doing something strength wise, it gives me hope that when I get to that age, because there's this thing that when as you get older,
Yep.
you're not gonna be strong, you're not gonna be this. So it gives me hope, but it also gives him hope that he can still do the thing.
That's phenomenal. And I think that's also something so special within powerlifting where, this is what I try to explain to people what's great about the sport. It's 5 reps and 5 minutes of chatting to your friends while they're doing their reps. And you start on the lightest weight in the group, you move up to the heaviest weight, you go back down, everybody's loading plates, everybody's social. And I don't think there's anything better, and I'm sure Mr. Ernie's experiences when you hit a PB, the cheering and the support that you get is unbelievable. What's the atmosphere
Oh
like
yeah.
where you train?
Well, and in the hall, we call it it's the house of games, but we call it the hall squad. Within the hall, the atmosphere is electric, but it's also a gritty because like an old school gym feel, very gritty. Like it's about work,
Mm-hmm.
and we show up and we're going to work. We have a good time. We rag on each other. We talk junk to each other about who's stronger.
Absolutely.
So it's a very competitive atmosphere.
Also, and healthy competition.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Because everybody loves everybody. We all love each other, and then we'll do anything for each other.
And I think that's so core to the sport, because you see everybody's working hard, everybody's putting the work in, everybody's supporting one another. I think it really can bring out the best in people. What I wanted to ask you is, tell us a little bit. Are you coaching individuals one on one? Do you do online? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I do both. I do one on one in person, and I coach individuals. Uh, we have the hall squad where I coach all of them. And the hall squad is about 20 of us on the hall squad. They all do very well when they go to competition. Since I've came over to Powerlifting America, because they're in another federation, I can't coach them
Hmm.
at the meet. So I program them and I train them at the gym, and
Do
then
you
I do
shout at
virtual
the?
training. So I have
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Do you shout at them from the audience because we can do that?
I stand out there and I'm as quiet as I can be,
Yeah.
because if I start shouting, then I'm gonna want to coach.
Yeah.
So I bite my bottom lip and I'm quiet.
Fair
But
enough.
then I also do virtual. I have quite a
Mhm.
few virtual clients in different states and different areas that I also help program and help train.
Fantastic. How do people get in touch with you? They can reach out to you on your Instagram.
So you can reach out to me on my Instagram, which is Desmond.Jordan.94. I'm also on Facebook, Desmond Jordan. You can inbox me up there. Or if you can't get me on either one of them, you can just simply text me.
Perfect.
And 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 I'm always available. I try to be available. I try to be as approachable as
Mhm.
possible. And I just try to do the best I can for everyone I encounter.
We'll put your details up in the title and the description as well, on the posts when
Well, I
we'll put
appreciate it.
only with pleasure. Get a chance to train with the world champion. Why wouldn't you take it? You know, that's what people
Yeah.
have to do. And we have a comment from one of our listeners, Jordan Faree. He's giving you 3 salutes there. So just also give a shout to old Jordan.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So it also very, very, very cool. The only thing, unfortunately, Instagram has removed the ability for us to share Instagram comments on the stream. We can do that from YouTube, but not from Instagram at the moment. I'm sure eventually they'll bring it back. You mentioned moving into equipped lifting and also then keeping the classic. Is that something that powerlifters should do, or do you think that it's a specific type of powerlifter that wants to go into the equipped lifting?
Well, I would tell. So my answer to that question would be, you should do whatever you're willing to work for.
Mhm.
Now, it's easy to say, yeah, that's something they should do, but it's a lot of work that's going to come along with learning something new. It's going to be a lot of days of frustration, and I'm like, I embrace that. I love the practice aspect of any sport.
Yes.
So for me, yes, I think I'll be able to make it work and do well with it. But if you're a lifter that's thinking about doing equipped or open, you do what makes your heart content and what you're willing to give your all at.
Right.
Because if you're willing to give your all at it, you're gonna be successful at it.
100%. I love that. I think the biggest challenge with, and I was chatting to Mike Rodriguez about that, and we had the opportunity to have Mike come in on the mic for a couple of sessions at Master. I mean, he won, I don't want to get into trouble with Mike, Master 3 best lifter. And it was great to hang out and chat. He loves class equipped lifting. I actually love to get the two of you together on the podcast to chat about it. I think it'll be a
Oh,
lot of
that'd be
fun.
great.
So I'm going to chat to him, and thank you. We'll set that up. I think that'll be an absolute blast. But I know one of the challenges with equip that I don't think people realize is that if you mispack your equipment or you pack the wrong stuff, then you can also end up with a challenge. Like you don't want to be forgetting your deadlift suit at the hotel if you're not staying at the venue. Not saying that Mike did this, but
Right.
yeah, I think it adds another level to to lifting with me. I don't when I was competing, I wouldn't even go out with wrist wraps. I'd have loose knee sleeves because for me, I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for 19 years, and in those pressure moments,
Oh, that's great.
thank you. Thank you. The anxiety builds up. So the less stuff I have to worry about. Well, look at lifters. They got gum guards now. They're wrapping. They're trying to get their gum guard. They put it behind the ear. They forget all of these things where you got to get your head in the game and onto that bar as quickly as possible. So I've done a little bit of equipped bench, but that's as much as I'm prepared to go. And also, I'm not brave enough, Desmond, to have my knees wrapped because I had that done once by Dipmar, the IPF trainer, the coach's trainer, and he did one leg, man. I was in tears. So,
Oh, see, and I'm looking forward to see how that feels, because I've um the first half of my powerlifting career, the first 2 years, I didn't even wear sleeves. I didn't even wear a belt.
Yeah.
And then when I lost at the first nationals, I had on a belt, no sleeves. So I was like, listen, it don't make sense for me to lose to somebody, and I'm just because I'm not willing to wear the gear.
Yeah.
So then I started buying the necessary things. So it's like I said, it's gonna be a learning curve.
Yep.
It's a lot of heartache and pain coming along my way, but I'm gonna embrace it. And I'm gonna be ready for it.
But I think the sense that I get is you wanting that new challenge to push yourself, to see what you can do
Yes,
in that sport. Because in essence, they're very similar. You know, it's not really the same sport. I think particularly with bench, it's so technical. You know, the bench, if you miss the line a little bit in classic, you're still able to get the weight up. But in equipped, you know, forget about it. It's a razor's edge. So it is really, really technical. And I, I get the sense that for you, you want to chase those challenges down.
I do. I want to first and foremost, I'm not like everybody else. I know a lot of people say when you compete is you versus you. That is not my lifestyle.
Yep.
I want the challenge of going up against the absolute best. I think I relish in that moment. I embrace that moment, and so I look forward to meeting new guys at the highest level
Mm.
of what we're doing and seeing how I measure up against them.
Do you think that mindset comes from a group sport background, or you did well in group sport because you have that mindset?
Um, I think that mindset comes from a group sports background, but it also comes from um, my upbringing with my father and my mother. Like I tell everybody,
Mm.
my role model in my life is my father. My mama played a huge role in my life. So my father was a disciplinary,
Hmm.
and my mama was a prayer. She prayed and she made sure that we were covered, and it's paid a big dividend. But group sports for sure because you never want to let down the next man beside you. So
Hmm.
you want to make sure as an individual you train as hard as you can to do your job, but also do a little more because you can win a group sport just by one person's effort. So, but I think the mentality comes from both them things.
Absolutely, very, very cool. You know, I'm really looking forward. Just thinking of with chatting with you with Mike. So a couple of the athletes that I got to speak to before World Champs, and now, and I'm really, it's just been really busy. There, we're trying to find the time to get to chat, but I'm really excited about the next couple of months and getting to chat to some of the athletes that were at Worlds, and it means a lot to me that you were the first one that we got to speak to after the competition, and you've really given us such wonderful
Oh, well, I
insights.
appreciate that.
No, no, really, it means a lot. Like I was like, oh, you know, watching you live, watching you win. Also, I think just watching you on the podium, seeing what that meant to you. Sometimes
Oh yeah.
athletes don't seem to connect that much to the national anthem, to the moment, for whatever reason, but you were fully, fully connected. And I'm really very, very grateful that you've given us the time and that we've been able to chat with you.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. It means more to me than you know. Uh, like I said, it was a pleasure to meet you in person, and for you to ask me to be on your podcast, I'm honored. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, and it means the world to me. You know, you're the gold medal winner. I'm just a guy with a microphone, so it really it
No,
means a lot.
no, you're the guy who made sure the world could see, and you don't understand what that meant for everyone in my hometown that they could watch it live and they got to see
Oh,
it actually as if they were there. They got to live it like they were there, and you made that happen. So that matters.
thank you. And that's really why we do it, because not everybody has the opportunity to be at the venue, and there's family, there's friends, there's loved ones, there's community that deserve to share in that experience, and to post their comments, to come up and, you know, just to feel the love. So that means a lot to us, and thank you for that. I really appreciate that feedback. I'm going to let my guys know. I'm going to let Ndabazinhle know as well. I know it'll mean a lot to him because he's really loving this.
Well, I'm thankful for all of them,
Thank
and
you.
I please pass that along.
I absolutely will. Thank you so much, Desmond. Just as we start to wrap up, is there anything that you would like to share or touch on or talk about?
Um, well, I never want to lose the opportunity to thank my family for all the sacrifices they make. Um, I never want to lose the opportunity to thank my wife and my kids for all the support that they bring to me, and the Hall Squad and everything that they've done to, you know, people don't understand the importance of, especially when you're lifting in the gym, how important the spotters can be
Mm-hmm.
in a gym,
Yep.
and for them to be there with me, it's not the easiest things at times because I'm one of those hyper focused dudes, like very serious about training, and so for them to be there with me over these last 4 years, every step of the way has been huge. And you know, I want to thank the community for all their support, all their donations, everything they've done. And so, and then for powerlifting in general, for everybody I met in powerlifting for embracing me. I've met a group of guys in powerlifting that I competed against a guy named Alejandro Wickman,
Mm-hmm.
a super strong dude. He beat me at my first nationals. I went to Worlds. We was on Team USA together in the IPL, and he beat me there. And but since we've met, we've been a dude. He's been a solid dude, man. Been like a brother to me, and he's always looked out for me. So I want to thank him. I want to take the time to thank him
Mm-hmm.
up here because without him, I would not even have made Team USA, and I'm gonna tell
Sure.
you why.
Mm-hmm.
We was at nationals. You know, the moment this is my first nationals in Powerlifting America, I put in my opener for squat, not realizing when I wrote it on the paper, I wrote it wrong.
Okay.
So I wrote in, which I think is like maybe 370 some kg,
Okay.
which is like 780 something or something like. Yes,
Right.
wrong. He called me right before it was time for openers not to be changed.
Yeah.
Call because he was watching on the screen live screen. Called me and said, "Hey, bro, your opener is wrong." And I ran up there and changed it. If it weren't for that,
Sure.
we wouldn't even have made it to South Africa to even have the opportunity.
Wow. I think if you wanted to tell somebody a story about powerlifting, that's the story. That's what makes this sport so special.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I've lost to him twice. You know, that
Yeah.
don't never sit well. We talk about this
No.
all the time. That don't sit well. we talk. I've lost to him twice. I don't like it.
Yep.
Eventually, I'm going to beat him.
Yep.
I'm going to get him. But
And
nah, he's been amazing, man.
oh,
And
that's
he
phenomenal.
and in this journey since I've met him, he's been amazing.
Oh, that's absolutely phenomenal. One last thing I just wanted to ask before we wrap up, and thank you for sharing that. It was great. What did you think of the South African spotters and loaders, the team?
Listen, now you know if we talking about eye tests, they are not big dudes. So at first, when you see them, you're like, ah.
Guys were
But I
panicking.
watch these guys. I watch these guys repeatedly save people all competition, and they were very attentive,
Hmm.
attention to detail, and from my perspective, especially when I went on the day I went, they did an amazing job.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they're really a great bunch of guys. I've seen them catch some big weight from squats in midair with
Yes,
athletes dumping, and they get it up, and they get it on. It's like they're happy to be there. The only thing is with deadlifts, they want you off the platform. You can celebrate afterwards. They've got a bar to load. You know, they take it very,
yeah.
very seriously. So fantastic. Desmond, really, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. Please let us know what's happening as well with your career in terms of the equipped. The comps are coming up. We'd love to chat to you around those comps either before or after, and just stay in touch and stay connected to you with your journey. We know you got many, many more decades of lifting ahead and mentoring, and maybe in a few years we'll be chatting to you about coaching and competing as well with the national team. So just I think I can say that you've heard it here first. So that's just a sense I get in talking to you as well. Really
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
your time.
I appreciate it, and I definitely plan on staying in contact with you. And I will. I am going to video the journey
Excellent.
of equipped lifting. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fails, a lot of success, and we're gonna make it work.
Absolutely going to make it work 100% and leave an incredible legacy and have a lot of fun on that path as
Yes,
well, and we're looking forward to watching it as well. And please keep tagging us in your posts as well, and we'll share them. It means a lot to us. So
I will.
thank you.
I will.
Appreciate that. And then we'll
Hey,
share
thank you, sir.
only
Thank
an
you.
absolute pleasure. We'll share your details as well, and look forward to chatting with you in the future. And I'm going to reach out to Mike Rodriguez and get it set up with the two of you guys on. I think that'll be an absolute blast as well. So good knowledge is going to be
I appreciate it.
for lifters. Thank you so much, Des. I'm going to just end the broadcast. The screen will go black, and then I'll chat to you quickly off air just to say thank you again as well.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for everyone watching. We had quite a good number of people watching on Instagram and on YouTube. So thank you, everyone. Thanks, Des. I'll see you in a second. Good night, everyone.